You think Paul McCartney needs the money, but the damage he's doing to the legacy, where you have a diehard fan saying, bro, what the frick are you doing, bro? Why? What was Road Dogg telling us about personal appearances? The money out there now. Bro, look, see, I think Mick Foley is very smart, and that's what Flair should have done. Flair should have done a one-man show.
Yeah.
And not just one venue. Take that all. He would have sold out everywhere. See, that's what Mick has done. Mick ain't doing return matches and he's in the ring.
Mick did it. Jake did it. You know, he still does it. Dolph Ziggler even did it for a while.
That's smart to me, bro. Especially but if you're a retired and it's a one-man show and you're going to bring them through the career and tell them the stories, and every town you go to, you have a special guest. Bro, that's a fortune.
Absolutely.
Could you imagine if Trish got together with Lita, with Victoria, five of them.
With Jazz.
Can you, bro, they'd sell out every single show.
100%. Absolutely 100%.
No doubt. See, now that is absolutely cool to me. But on the other side of the coin, Chris, let's be honest, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, but you can hire an agent for that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't even have to do the work. An agent can do that. I mean, unless people want all their cut and do, self-promote. But I mean, that comes with self-promotion. If you want all your cut, I mean, then you're going to have to promote it yourself. I mean, you don't get, you get a piece of the pie if you hire an agent, you know what I mean? So, and that's what you do. I mean, it makes your job a lot easier if you hire an agent. So, I mean, and when I think about the Trish thing, I understand that it's just, I get it. I'm a psychology doctor, so I get the high. I get the dopamine. Like when The Rock comes out and he does this. It's like someone shooting him in the arm. It's that dopamine release. It is a high. It's a natural high to that. I mean, you've been out to crowds, but at the same time, it's like those times, like for instance, if The Rock comes back, it's a whole different type of feel because he's not just getting in the ring. You know what I mean? Like when The Rock comes back, he'll do the gimmick, he'll do the speech, he'll do the promos, and he'll do things like that. It makes it more of a big stage, a big name coming, as opposed to, oh man, he's putting his tights on again. Oh, okay, here comes The Rock again. Okay, well, 4 months later, here comes The Rock again. Oh, 6 months later, here comes The Rock again. It's that perception that you're overstaying your welcome. You know what I mean? It's always that type of perception. Thank you. We invited you for a little bit, but now you're like, you've overstayed your welcome. And I think a lot of these legends, I think it really tarnishes their image in their brand when someone feels that they've when the fans perceive that they've overstepped their welcome. I'm a huge Goldberg fan. He's in like my top 10 or 15 history. But unfortunately, the perception with Goldberg, every time there's some type of announcement that Goldberg's coming back, it's almost a general consensus that people are like, oh, okay, here we go. Not again. I'm like, I'm a Goldberg fan. And like, I'm even kind of feeling like that now with Goldberg. And Trish, she retired and she just came back out of retirement, out of like 10 years almost retired, to lose to Charlotte. What is losing to Becky going to do extra? You know what I mean? At the risk of continuing to dilute your legacy.
Yeah, Chris, I had this conversation with Glenn and we had it on air, and Glenn kind of laughed at me because Glenn said, bro, it's a payday. Period. End of story. Screw legacy. That means nothing. It's a payday. I disagree. Like I said, bro, if you need the money, you have to do it.
Sure.
Bro, if I needed the money right now, I'd be knocking on the WWE's door. Thank God I don't. But if I did, if you don't need the money, I just feel you are giving up a lot more than you are gaining. That's my opinion, bro.
100%. And you have to think of it this way too. Not everybody who is current watchers. Let's go back to Goldberg, for instance. Not everybody who's currently watching the product, say a 25-year-old, 22-year-old college kid, a 25-year-old person who just recently got out of college, and they're watching WWE. They probably have no idea about 1997 Goldberg.
Right.
Because they were born in 1997. So they don't know anything about 97 Goldberg. Nothing about 98 Goldberg. They see 2000, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22 Goldberg. And they're like, what's all the hype about? Like, I don't understand this.
Yeah. And bro, I got to be honest with you, Chris, I think where is it on this shoulder here? Yeah, bro, I've got the Beatles tattooed on my body. Mm-hmm. They're tattooed on my body permanently. I will be buried with the Beatles. Bro, this is no different. Paul McCartney is still touring in his 80s. He's horrible. And bro, as the loyalist Beatle fan of all, as I'm watching the clips from the shows, I'm sitting there and I'm like, what are you doing? Because you know what, bro? Unfortunately, I'm going to remember this because it's the last thing I'm seeing. Now, bro, come on. You think Paul McCartney needs the money, but the damage he's doing to the legacy where you have a diehard fan saying, bro, what the frick are you doing, bro? Why? Why?
I agree. Oversaturation dilutes perception. And I think even if someone came back for like once every 5 or 6 years, and not necessarily a match, though. That's the thing. Don't come back as a match. You know what I mean? Like, again, going back to The Rock. Rock comes back. He cuts a promo. It's a big deal, when The Rock comes back. But if someone like Trish comes back, it's like, you were just here. You know what I mean? Like, you come knock on the door again, and they're like, who is that? Oh, it's Trish. Oh, did you need something else? You know what I mean? It's like, did you leave something? Exactly. You know what I mean? It's that perception. If someone comes back, someone thinks like, oh, they might have left something. It's not like a whole brand new entrance. Oh, okay. Oh, you're coming back to the home. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that thing. And I think once you oversaturate it, it's not, and especially now how WWE books legends, that you're like, the wide perception is you're going to come to lose. So it really doesn't create an image of, I'm excited to see this. Now, when Austin came back, Kevin Owens was a person that there's no way that Steve Austin's going to lose to Kevin Owens, right? So it did create, and it was in Texas, and it was the feel good moment and things like that. I get it. It was his first time in wrestling in 19 years. It's not like a 2 or 3 time a year thing. And so that's a different feel to it. But if you keep coming back once every 2, 3, 4 years, it just really tarnishes your legacy. And you're right, Vince. If you need the money, you need the money. I get it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I understand that. And that should be a lesson learned, that if you do get this payday, save, invest, and don't come back for trying to get more paydays because you can't manage your money well. I mean, that's a personal lesson that you should have for yourself if you have to keep coming back to get a payday.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, get to the point where you can really put that in the back burner, and then you can live to tell stories about it. That's the reason why I love these one night tours, these storytelling tours. I love that concept because you're using all of the everything that you've gained within 20, 25, 30 plus years. And you don't have to take bumps for it. You don't have to have some, cheesy promo. You don't have to read no script. You don't have to keep making appearances on a show that's very diluted now. You don't have to do any of that stuff to tarnish your legacy. People are still buying into you as a character. Mm-hmm. If you're saying, I'm going to Dallas, Texas for a night off show, a storytelling show, people are going to fill the room up, and they're interested in what you have to say as a legend.
And
Chris, that's a big thing.
On top of that, bro, when I got into podcasting about I think it's about 8 years ago or whatever. And bro, at 8 years ago, wrestling was a dying breed. You could just look at the numbers. And I knew that. I knew wrestling was a dying business. And bro, 8 years ago, I said, I am not putting my eggs in the wrestling basket. I'm putting my eggs in the Vince Russo. I control Vince Russo. I don't have to worry about how Vince is booking Monday Night Raw. I control me. Yep. So I made the decision. I am putting my eggs in the Vince Russo basket. If you're going to subscribe to my brand, it's going to be because of me, not because of what Hunter and Vince and Stephanie are doing on Raw, which I have absolutely no control over. Yep. And I, Chris, I get this all the time. I get this every day. Here's the difference. Bro, every day, Vince, how would you book this? Vince, how would you book that? Vince, how would you book that? You know what I say, bro? Here's what I say. I don't book anymore. I don't do that anymore. My booking days are over. I don't do that anymore. But it just seems like the majority of people, who are in the business like I was, they just can't let it go, bro. Yeah. And bro, listen, I listen. Granted, I was WCW World Champion. You were. Okay? I got to be honest with you, bro. I was out there in front of the people. I was cutting promos. I was in angles. Me personally, Chris, that was the worst part of my job because it really took away from my writing and my producing. It really did. So like the sickness of being in front of 10,000 people or whatever, like, I don't know, bro. I never experienced that. Like, I mean, okay, I did that and it was cool, I guess, but to keep rehashing that, bro, you got to move on, man. You just got to move on, bro.
Indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, someone who is the king of trailblazing, the king of trailblazing is that dude right there with those just absolute major pythons. His name is Vince Russo. Let him know about Channel Attitude, brother.
Yeah, guys, just go to channelattitude.com. It's not just me. It's a plethora. I did a great show with Stevie Ray yesterday. I did a great show with EC3 yesterday. I did a great show with Al Snow this morning. There's a ton of people on there, a bunch of different shows. It's not just wrestling, bro. It's entertainment, and check it out, channelattitude.com.
Very nice, ladies and gentlemen. Vince this guy's got something to say.
Yeah, look, here he is. Yeah, a lot to say yesterday. A lot to say.
Yeah, go check out what Vic Venom has to say on the brand, ladies and gentlemen, on channelattitude.com. This guy's Vince Russo. This guy is Dr. Chris. Have a good night, everybody. Very nice.